Wow, you guys. I kept promising no more car vlogs, and not only are you getting a car vlog, you're getting a really weird angle car vlog because I have to hold the phone because my little stand, it literally melted in the heat. It melted down onto my dashboard, so I couldn't put you in there. Anyway, what a day. It's just a work thing. Every year we have about a week where all of the outside staff come in, and we have just meetings and meetings and meetings and parties and parties and parties, a lot. And it's a whole lot for an introvert such as myself. And this year is just a lot. There's just people everywhere. We've got name tags, and we had to do an excessive amount of getting to know you / team building type thing. We had to I can't. It's a lot. It was fine. That stuff's just really hard for me because I am an introvert. So, it's just a lot of talking and smiling and laughing and trying very hard to relate to people, which is hard for me. So, I survived day one, and now I'm driving home, and that's why I just wanted to sort of talk to you and say I survived a crazy day. And now I can't wait to go home and be alone and cook a meal. Yeah, I wanted to talk about update on my hands. So, as you know, I got the cortisone shots one in each wrist. Doctor had told me that it would get worse for a couple days before it would get better, if it got better. So I was sort of anticipating that. And then the first day after was amazing. I actually had 90% improvement in the pain and numbness and mobility of my hands. And I don't know what that means, because I was like, oh yeah, this is amazing, because it was just so much better. And I actually got a whole night's sleep where my hands didn't keep me up with pain, or it was awesome. So that was the first day after, when she had told me, that to expect it to be worse, and it was better. So then the next day after that, it was worse again, and not necessarily worse than it was before, but maybe about the same, maybe only slightly better, but different, less pain, more of that buzzing numbness. And yeah, so now it's been about the same since then. Still bad. So I don't really know what to expect in terms of, is this the worst and then it will get better still? Or was that one day the good day and now it's going to go back to normal? I think I talked about in my video about the carpal tunnel that there is a concern with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome that locally injected medications don't always stay local. So it could be that she injected it in where it needed to go, and it did its job, and then it just dissolved out into the surrounding areas and is no longer protecting that nerve from the inflammation. So it is a chance that that's all that happened, and that, the cortisone won't work long term or even short term. I don't think one good day really qualifies it to be worth it, but I go back in 2 weeks, so I will talk to her then, and then, maybe between now and then, hopefully things will change. Maybe it will get a little bit better again. I can only hope, because that one day of less pain and more sleep was just heavenly, and I would pay good money to have another day like that. I'm gonna go home and just be alone and myself, unexamined. It was a lot. Today was a lot of discovering your personality traits. And I don't know how much of this stuff is proprietary, so I don't know how much I can talk about it, because the exercises that we did are actually product or services that my company offers for marketing purposes. But I can at least tell you the gist of you had to determine your best traits and then narrow them down sort of to your top 3 most defining traits. And then, sorry about this light, I know it's terrible, but I'm definitely more concerned about driving safely than giving you good light, so sorry. So yeah, you had to narrow yourself down to one great trait. Mine that I settled on was charitable, because I think most people that have ever complimented me on anything, 9 times out of 10, they are complimenting me by saying I am the most generous person that they know. And so I went with that. What people most likely say is that I am generous or charitable. And that's because I want everyone in the world to have everything that they desire. And if I can give that to them, that's sort of my purpose. So, wow, there's a lot of traffic up here. I'm guessing there is a train crossing, perhaps. Fun times. So, there was that. And then, of course, the opposite, which is we had to narrow down our bad traits into your number 1 worst trait, and then also the trait that you dislike the most in people. Sorry, this person they don't know that I'm letting them go. So mine was, my worst trait was that I am dismissive. And this is something that really does bother me, and I've tried to fix it, but I have a hard time doing it. And what I mean by that is that I don't like large or loud displays of emotion. And the third part of this, I think I mentioned already, was picking the trait that you dislike in other people. And you had to wear that on your back. And mine was aggressiveness, and it sort of ties into the dismissive trait, in that I don't like when people show a lot of emotion in one way or the other. When people are very excitable, even if they're really happy, or if they're really upset, it makes me uncomfortable. So what I tend to do is I sort of feel like I'm diffusing the situation by being dismissive. So, like, if someone came in to my office and was all agitated about, like, maybe frustrated over a work thing, and they just wanted to vent and they wanted to complain and they sort of wanted to raise their voice about it, I am very dismissive of that. I'm just like, yeah, I hear you, but, don't get upset about it. Like, I don't honor their feelings or their right to be upset, even though they have that, because I don't want to match their level of energy, because I am very uncomfortable by that. So I tend to dismiss a lot of things, even though I am genuinely empathetic to whatever it is that they are struggling with. So if they are frustrated, like, I feel that, and I feel badly that they're frustrated, but I don't want to let them know that. And same thing if someone came in and was like, told me they were pregnant or got engaged or something, like, I would be genuinely, wholeheartedly excited for them and pleased for their news, but I'm not going to jump up and down and scream and match their level of excitement, because it's just makes me uncomfortable. Like, I like to be very even keel, and so I can tend to be cold in that way and dismiss people's feelings or excitement, and I hate that, because that's all we have in this life is, like, our little experiences, the things that make us excited in a day or in a year. That's what being a human is all of these momentous occasions, good and bad, that we react to and we want to share with people. And I just want to shut people down because I'm uncomfortable by the display. So anyway, that was my worst trait. And so, that sort of goes along with the trait that I dislike the most in people, of aggression, because it just makes me really uncomfortable that people get so upset about, to me, seemingly small things, like road rage or something. Like, I can't relate to that at all. So when someone gets upset, especially visibly upset over over a thing that is so small to me, I can't relate, so it makes me very uncomfortable. So, like, I don't like when people swear a lot because it sounds aggressive. I don't like when people raise their voice to me or get too close, or too agitated. I interpret it all as aggression, and I just can't relate, and so I just sort of shut down to it. And so as you could see, we had to get sort of deep today and talk about these things, and I get to just see my dogs and eat a meal and be chill. And so I hope this bumpy ride was not super painful for you. I just sort of wanted to let all this out there and then shut it down and relax for the rest of the day. So I hope that you had a good day. My day was not bad. I'm just really relieved that it's over. So